Thank you, Vishnu Gemali sir. Now I'd like to request the president of this seminar, Madan Rai sir, to have a beautiful presentation on the book. His topic is Decolonizing Communication Theory, Natyashastra as an Indigenous Framework for Post-Western Scholarship. And it will be commented by Krishna Acharya.
Mr. Chairman, chief guest of the seminar, commentators, participant cohort members, and all the participants. My name is Madan Rai. I'm a PhD candidate at Department of Languages and Mass Communication, and my PhD thesis is on exploring Kirantarai Mundum from communication perspective. And this topic I have chosen, chapter 3, relevance and significance of Natyashastra from communication perspective. To get some excuses, I'm suffering from common cold and fever in a harsh way, so I won't be presenting very precisely, though you people will appreciate it. Thank you. And my title is Decolonizing Communication Theory, Natyashastra as an Indigenous Framework for Post-Western Scholarship. And obviously, I think I will be reading some slides like the dominance of Western theoretical framework in communication studies has long perpetuated a narrow Eurocentric understanding of human interaction, marginalizing indigenous epistemologies and alternative modes of knowledge production. This is what the claim made by Adhikari. And against the backdrop, Adhikari's continued work says, theory and practice of communication, Bharat Muni presents a compelling case of decolonizing the discipline by turning to the Natyashastra and ancient Sanskrit treatise on performative art as a fundamental text for reimagining communication theory. Without reading all the text, it means the world was ruled with the Western, Eurocentric, Euro-American theories. And to undo and to provincialize the theorization of the world, Mr. Adhikari has propounded the new idea based on Natyashastra. And by advocating further Natyashastra as a tool for comparative and multicultural research, Adhikari challenges communication scholars to move beyond the parochialism of Western paradigms and engage with diverse philosophical traditions, not only roaming around a particular Eurocentric or American-based theory. Please go beyond, find out something else. He has encouraged. And instead of the problem is the same. The world was running after a particular dominant phenomenon of communication theory. Then after he tried to alter it or provincialize the things. At the same time, doing this seminar paper is not just to find out it. I have raised some question whether that is universal phenomena or not, whether this is global academia applicable or not, institutional applicability is there or not. At the same time, this is very crucial for my thesis as well. This chapter is, because I am going to insert the same chapter in my thesis as well, because my thesis is based on Mundum and this thesis or seminar work is based on Natyashastra. So I have gone through minutely to make my work very consciously and minutely. Yes, literature review, I think it is not very important to present here. I think discussion will be very important, and I have used qualitative approach and interpretive method or textual analysis in detail. So, first of all, in discussion, I chose the appraisal. First of all, I have to recognize whatever inside that text. So, I have found it has the epistemic limitation of Western communication theory. He has indicated the limitation of Western communication theory's epistemologic aspects. So he introduced new epistemological argument. And the next thing is, he has framed Natyashastra as an indigenous communication framework. That is what we have been advocating or working on. So we have to appreciate that it is a framework for indigenous communication framework. Next is Rasa, a very unique one that is found in Bharatvarshe treatise or in the practices, and that has been theorized as a communicative paradigm. The next thing is, he has the holistic communication, like he has imagined performance as a holistic communication, not only a performance. Similarly, next one is, he has contextualized the culture and how its adoption is done. So maybe that has the contribution to the post-Western communication scholarship, obviously, because he provincialized and when contributing to the post-Western communication scholarship, maybe, surely, epistemic pluralism, not only one Sara, maybe epistemological pluralism has been found, multicultural dialogue, not debating on a particular culture. Now we are debating on the different culture. Maybe last one is disciplinary decolonization. They have been colonizing and we have decolonized with the communication. Communication fraternity has been decolonized. And now I am becoming a little critical one. Here I found contextual specificity and theoretical generalizability. Only Natyashastra cannot be contextualized in all the parts of the world. Maybe, my question, not the claim, maybe. Or theory cannot be overgeneralized, maybe. Reading all the text, maybe I found lack of empirical validation. Most of the validation was made of the text and the citation of others. Empirically, maybe there may be question. And the next one is dependence on the secondary interpretation. Most of the time, other writers, even some definition are of some other philosopher or academician, and making based on that, will that make right interpretation or not? Maybe there is a cross-cultural misapplications. Whatever the Natyashastra does may not apply to all the communities all over the world. So maybe cross-cultural misapplication of this theory can be there. Institutional resistance, maybe. Global universities may not accept it as it has been done. It is more on qualitative and based on secondary data, and this all might be. And maybe this is claimed to be like globally renowned. Yes, of course. Maybe this is the generation of AI and generation of digital communication. Will it scale or not? And finally, I did not do this for the sake of doing. And it has some significance to my PhD thesis, like thematic and philosophical alignment. Like that thematic and philosophical alignment is helpful for my thesis. shared decolonial agenda. Of course, I'm doing on indigenous communication. Then, of course, this is epistemic pluralism. Yes, the Hinduism is top. Now Buddhism and Kiranatism and etc. are. This might be a flagship for that one. And methodological parallels, maybe I can be adopting that. Like performance as a communication that I can adopt from Adhikari's application, like ritual practices are done in Mundum as well. Theoretical cross-pollination can be done, and modeling indigenous framework can be, there could be some modeling of indigenous communication pattern, and maybe daydreaming is that I may contribute to the indigenous scholarship. Maybe comparative study potential is there, like Hinduism, Kiranatism, or Buddhism, or maybe there are some possibilities. And in conclusion, Adhikari's 2014 analysis of Natyashastra offer a compelling foundation for rethinking communication theory through an indigenous and decolonial lens. It critiques the limitation of Western-centric models by highlighting cultural, emotional, and spiritual dimensions embedded in South Asian or Bharatvarsha performance tradition, particularly through concepts like Rasa, Vinay, and Dhwani. However, its broader application is tempered by limitations such as contextual specificity, lack of empirical validation, reliance on secondary texts, risks of cultural misapplication, institutional resistance, and challenges in digital scalability. Despite this constraint, the Natyashastra emerges as a valuable post-Western framework that advocates for epistemic pluralism and legitimization of marginalized knowledge systems. This analysis holds deep significance for my PhD thesis, which explores the Kiranatrai Mundum from a communication perspective, the philosophical and methodological parallels between the Natyashastra and Mundum, including shared decolonial intent, ritual-based oral performance, and the treatment of the indigenous cosmologies as communicative system, offer both validation and inspiration. The study also opens possibilities for theoretical cross-pollination, such as using Rasa theory to interpret emotional resonance in Mundum rituals, and invites cross-cultural comparison among indigenous frameworks like Saride, Nomo, and Mundum. Ultimately, this convergence supports a vision of communication studies grounded in diverse epistemologies, enabling more inclusive, culturally attuned academic discourse. Thank you.